So as I went back and watched my informative speech practice, one thing that I am wondering is if I talk too fast, because I typically tend to talk fast anyways. So to me, it doesn't really seem like I am talking that fast, but to others it may. So I would like to know about that. But other than that, I took a few notes, and even though I did practice this many times, every single time I practiced it, I would have like a certain stutter or mistake in it. So I chose this one because I felt as if like I was the most confident in it, and I think I did best describing the visual aid too. But 119 through 130, I messed up like 3 times. I said takes instead of took. Then I said degree instead of degree decrease. And as you can just see, that's so hard for me to say. And then at 1:30, I said in ice, as if I just forgot what the earth was covered in, or United States was covered in 200,000 years ago. Another concern that I have is whenever I like list off the 10 hottest years in history, it just kind of seems like too much and it's kind of boring. So I want to try to like find a different way to word it, or maybe just like skip out on it completely and go straight into like the past 5 years have been the hottest years in history. And there I don't know if I should reference NASA again because I'd already referenced them previously in that paragraph, and I got like the information from the same article like on the same site. So I don't know if I should like say it again or just leave it the way that I have it. Then at 311, I have another like mistake and I say CO2. Wait, no, COT. Wait, CO2. So I guess it's just like a kind of a tongue twister for me, and I'm just gonna like practice saying CO2. Then on my visual aid, for some reason, every time I practice it, I refer to the world as the United States. I don't know why, but I guess I'm just gonna have to keep practicing on saying Earth or world instead of saying United States. While I'm talking about the visual aid, I feel as if I would do better with a PowerPoint, and whenever I do the actual speech, I'll be in a classroom setting, so I'll be able to have either a smart board or like a TV that I can hook a PowerPoint to, and I think it'll be easier for the audience to see, but I also feel as if like I would be more confident reading from that, because with the visual aid that I currently have, I feel like I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it, but like I'm not saying what I'm thinking. So if I can like click through a PowerPoint and just like have the bulleted points on the images that I'm using, then I'll be able to like reference those and like get my thoughts across like easier and quicker, and I guess like smoother too, because I feel like I kind of like repeated myself a little bit and just like talked too much about it. I don't think I needed to talk that much about it. And then another mistake is at 4:24, whenever I was like, the earth is getting ready. But like the earth wasn't getting ready, the earth's getting warmer. And then right after that, I mentioned the pine beetles, and with the pine beetles, I would like to include a photo of that if I do make a PowerPoint, because I feel like it'll just like make more of a visual. And then in my conclusion, I don't really reference the introduction, which I know like you're really supposed to, but I don't know if I can like end it with a quote. But after I like went back and watched it, I was like, hey, this doesn't really like correlate. So I found this quote by Mark Twain that says the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And I think that I might be able to end with that rather than do it for the sake of future generations, because it ties it back to the beginning with the Mark Twain quote, but it also kind of leaves the audience with like, we need to get started on something, like we need to start making change or else it'll be too late. So also with my conclusion, I feel like it's kind of like just too short and just like very blunt. Like it's just like, in conclusion, we learned about climate change. And I don't know if that's like dumbing it down to the audience. So I would just like to know like if I should change that a little bit. But other than that, I think that that's all the notes and like questions and comments that I have. So I hope that works.